Hi guys, welcome back. Well, Chelsea lost to Brighton at the Amex Stadium by 3 goals to nil. Kadioglu scored in the third minute. Wood scored in the 56th minute and Danny Welbeck scored in the 91st minute. Now, this is the first time that Chelsea is losing 5 games in a row, and this has happened in a very long time. The last time this happened was in 1921. Since Chelsea last lost 5 games in a row in the Premier League. So it is a bad result for them, and from this point on, I think that team is in crisis. Right, they are in crisis, and they don't really know what they are doing at this point in time, because the way they performed against Brighton today was really, really bad. It was really extremely bad. Right, from their defense, from the goalkeeper, I would say they are poor defensively, and it was evident. Although Robert Sanchez made some crucial saves, and the entire team is low on confidence. They like the way they played that game wasn't good enough from my point of view. It wasn't good enough, and I have to say that, man, it's really, really a bad result for them. They were sloppy in defense. Their defensive structure wasn't good enough, and Brighton made them really, really uncomfortable, and they gave the ball away consistently. They gave the ball away consistently in their own half, and they were sloppy in possession and out of possession. Not even a single shot on target. A single shot on target. It's that bad, right? And I have to say that, well, I don't know. Their manager, I don't really know what is going through his mind at this point in time, because he has really, really not been himself with the way this team has been performing, and really, I don't know what to say about that. Right, I do not know what to say about that, because I think few days ago they were celebrating their loss against Manchester City, and today all of them are crying that they lost to Brighton. So I don't know. But for me personally, I think that wasn't a good performance from my own point of view, because if it happened to be my team, right, I would not be happy as well. So Robert Sanchez as well, from my own point of view, he gave the ball away, which nearly cost the team in the initial stage of the game. Thank God for Trevor Chalobah, who cleared off the line, but that didn't last long, because eventually they lost that game by 3 goals margin. And I have to say that Brighton, they were extremely good, right? They were extremely good. The way they pressed, the way they dominated the midfield, like they dominated the midfield, and they made Chelsea look like an undergraduate team, a reserve team, right? That doesn't even know how to play football properly. That is how they played. That's how bad their performance was against Chelsea. Against Brighton, I mean. And if you look at, there was an important moment in that game where I think really defined the momentum a little bit. That was Yakuba Minte's handball, right? From my point of view, I think that should have been given as a foul. I don't know whether that was in the box or outside the box, because the intention was to, he moved his arm towards the ball, and I don't know the reason why that wasn't given as a foul initially before Brighton scored the second goal through Wood, because it was just after that handball that Brighton went on a counter attack, and they scored against Chelsea. So from my own point of view, I think that should have been given as a foul, but I do not know whether that was in the half, in the inside the box or outside the box, because he moved his arm towards the ball, and that should have been given. Because I do know sometimes, right, I find it very, very difficult to comprehend how Premier League referees interpret different laws, right? I don't know how they interpret these laws, because it amazes me sometimes. It amazes me sometimes to see that when a player infringe on a rule, instead of them to interprets the law properly, they will tell you it is accidental. What is accidental in someone moving their hand towards the ball? Well, fine, you may say like, okay, he had already touched the ball before he touches his hand. If it was accidental, but him moving the hand towards the ball should have been something that the referee should have looked into, right? So for me, I don't know. It's just an observation from my own point of view, and I believe Chelsea should have gotten a free kick or a penalty from that point. And after that moment, they went all the way to score their second goal against Chelsea, which I think Chelsea fans will be fuming and they will be raging at that. So for me, I think Chelsea didn't perform well, and I believe that they have that capability to perform well with the players that they have at their disposal. But I think that team, I would say they were all low in confidence, because if you see the way they play, they do not play as if they want to win, right? They do not play as if they want to win, excuse me, but it is what it is, right? I think then that team just need to go and look at themselves in the mirror and judge themselves, because this isn't good enough from my own point of view. Well, these are just my own thoughts and my own opinion about the game. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think about that. See you soon in another episode, and bye for now.